Whether you're doing the Lysanthiya fusion or not, you might be debating pulling your shards right now, man. The Summon Rush event just went live for Lysanthiya, able to, of course, pick up some of those epic champion fusion fragments that you might be interested in for the cost of pulling 6 of your sacred shards. Why might you be interested in doing this? Well, if you head on into the portal, the summon pool is unbelievable. We've got Armans in the mix, we've got Fabian in the mix, we've got Podrick in the mix. Just crazy good legendary champ quality here. I think a lot of people will be tempted by Armans. Even the epics are just absolutely S tier. However, here's why I am not pulling a single shard for this Summon Rush or for this progressive event, and why honestly I feel like most people shouldn't, unless... We'll get to the unless in just a little bit. Before we get to that, if you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account in 2025, make sure to get it done using my beginner promo link, which you can find down below at the top of the video description box. Simply sign out, apply and play on your PC, click on that link, use it to sign up to Raidman for the best stat imaginable, Elnoril as your free stat at Legendary, as well as a whole bunch of epic champions as you level up your account, man. It's an insane beginner link and the best possible way to start off a fresh new Raid account. Okay, man. Why am I not pulling a single gosh darn shard for the Summon Rush event? Well, obviously to get through Summon Rush events nice and efficiently, best possible way to do it in terms of points to value ratio is just pulling 6 sacred shards to get through these Summon Rush events. You pull your 6 sacred shards, you get your 25 fragments for the current ongoing Lysanthiya fusion, right, for your epic champion fragments, and jobs are good. And don't get me wrong, again, Armans is ridiculously tempting, and is going to be very tempting for a lot of folks to get your hands on. However, although it is not listed in the event calendar right now because that's too far away, on the 17th of April, a Heroes Path event is going to start, and the objectives for that Heroes Path are, as far as we can tell, going to be exactly the same as a Summon Rush. I believe with a little bit of dungeon diving kind of thrown into the mix as well, but by and large, a Summon Rush style Heroes Path event is going to be a fusion calendar with multiple Summon Rushes, okay, which is horrible, by the way. Plarium, what the hell are you doing, right? The advantage of having a champion chase show up in the calendar instead of 2 Summon Rushes, that's usually a Summon Rush and a champion chase. The advantage of a champion chase is that you can get event points in a champion chase tournament by fusing your epic component champions for the fusion themselves, right? You could be actually fusing your Yuzans during the champ chase for just a free 350 points for each of the champions that you're fusing during the champ chase. Well, there ain't gonna be a champion chase in this fusion calendar at all, so if you're doing the fusion, that's kind of out the window already, which is really cruel because now it means that if you want to get the fragments from the Summon Rush, you're pulling 6 sacred shards for the Summon Rush, and then you're gonna need to pull at least probably another 6 or 7 to get through the Heroes Path as well, except the Heroes Path, when it shows up, is going to have an additional extra 50 fragments further on down the rewards track for you to grab if you want to pull even more sacred shards. So what's the difference between pulling some of your sacred shards during the Summon Rush and some of them during the Heroes Path versus pulling all of them during the Heroes Path? Well, it's because during the Heroes Path event, there is going to be a 2x event on pulling your sacred shards, right? Double the chance to pull epic and legendary champs from your sacreds. No, just legendary champs, what am I talking about? And for most people, a 2x on your sacred shards is always going to be better than a progressive chance event on your sacred shards, right? It's a 15x to pull a legendary of your choice from your sacred shards. Even still though, a 15x on a non-void legendary from your sacreds is still only something like, what is it, like a 3 or a 5% chance? It's something very low. It's like a 3 or a 4% chance to actually hit on the legendary that you're looking for on a 15x. Frankly, I don't like those odds. I also particularly don't like the odds of pulling a legendary from sacreds anyway if there's not a 2x event active and you are not deep into sacred shard mercy. And so I think my advice is quite simple, and that is if you're sitting on like, I don't know, like 14 or more sacred shards in your stockpile and you've been saving them up for a little while and you're actually interested in doing the Heroes Path and interested in doing the fusion, or you just want to get some legendary pulls on your account and pull your sacreds during a 2x, then save them for the Heroes Path. You're probably going to be able to get all 100 fragments from the Heroes Path by pulling about 14 or 15 sacred shards, with the added benefit of pulling them during a 2x event instead of a progressive chance where you might not pull a single legendary if you pull 6 sacreds during this event. You know, it might just not happen. Again, you don't have increased chance of actually pulling Legos. And because I'm not near to Sacred Shard Mercy at all, as cool as the Armans pull would be, the chances of getting it are very low, and without being close to Mercy, I could easily pull my 6 Sacreds for the Summon Rush and not hit a goddamn single gold gem. Makes much more sense for me to hold my Sacreds for the Hero's Path. However, if you want to pull your Sacred Shards, or rather, what are the conditions that I would think that you should meet on your account if you should pull your Sacred Shards during the Summon Rush event, right? Well, if you're sitting on like 10 or 11 Sacred Shards on your account and that is your stockpile, and you are looking to actually do the ongoing fusion for Lysantria, and you're trying to get through these events, and you haven't missed a single fusion event so far, and so you're on track to finish the fusion, right? If you're sitting on like 10 or 11 Sacred Shards, I would absolutely recommend that you pull 6 Sacred Shards during the Summon Rush, get the champion fragments, don't pull a single Sacred Shard more than that, or you're going to end up in hot water, and then hold on to an additional 6 Sacred Shards to eventually get through the Hero's Path event as well, and make sure that you're getting those 50 fragments from the Hero's Path too. Of course, pulling Sacred Shards and pulling shards in general isn't going to be the only way that you can get points from the Hero's Path. There's going to be other objectives involved in that as well. Again, I think it's dungeon diving, and so you can go into that like 1 Sacred Shard or 2 Sacred Shards light of being able to just pull to get the fragments from the Hero's Path and still be fine as long as you farm the points through other means when the Hero's Path eventually shows up. And so yeah, I think that if you want to do the fusion, you got 10 or 11 Sacreds, go ahead and pull your Sacreds during the Summon Rush. You might as well. And that's just going to help to avoid any awkward situations of you skipping the Summon Rush and then suddenly it takes more Sacreds than we might think to get through the Hero's Path, and then you're in hot water because you've done every other event in the fusion. You now need those bonus fragments from the Hero's Path, and Plarium have pulled a fast one on us and is going to take more points than we were expecting. You know what I'm saying? Another reason you might want to pull your Sacred Shards right now as well, frankly, is if you are in Sacred Shard Mercy, which is, how many is it for Sacred Shards again? 12 summons without a legendary. So every pull you get after 12 summons without a legendary from your Sacreds, you have an extra 2% chance to pull a Lego, and the starting chance to pull a legendary is 6%, right? So that's going to hop up 8, 10, 12, whatever percentage. Such that, look, if you're like 15, 16, 17 pulls into your Sacreds without hitting a single legendary, you're also pulling a legendary, you're going to be pretty good, like 16, 18%, maybe somewhere around that sort of range, and you might want to pull your yellow shards anyway with good old Armand's logged in, and just take your shot. And if you pull a legendary and it's not an Armand's, whatever, you know, at least you tried. It's a good one to go for at the end of the day, and this might be something you're interested in doing, whether you're doing the fusion or not. You know what I'm saying? It's not every day that Armand's is going to pop up as the progressive chance event champion, and so, you know, one man's bait could be your huge W, you know what I'm saying? Another thing I want to point out as well that's got to do with fusion shenanigans in general is that I don't think it's active right now. It might be going live tomorrow. Okay, it's not even here just yet, but I think it's going live tomorrow, is a champion training tournament. So if you are doing the Lysantria fusion, what you want to do during that champion training tournament is go ahead and fuse as many of the copies of Yuzan the Marooned as you possibly can. Just get these guys in your champion roster and do all of their required champion training to get them up to level 50 and get them ascended and stuff during the upcoming champ training tournament, which goes live on the 13th, you know, so tomorrow at the point at which I'm recording this video. Get it done then. Normally, again, you would save your fragment summon champions, like Yuzan here, during a fusion, for the champion chase to key on those free points, but as far as we can tell, the Hero's Path event, it's going to be Summon Rush style. It's not going to include, you're not going to be able to get points from summoning champions from fusions. So you might as well get them fused during the champ training tournament and get them trained up during that as well. Get some free points along the way as you go. And yeah, that's something I missed in my fusion calendar actually, way back at the start of the fusion, so I'm reminding you guys now. Anyways, that's why I'm not pulling my Sacred Shards for the current ongoing Summon Rush. You guys know I love some good shard pulling action on this channel, and I am looking forward quite bigly to the next Prism event when that eventually rolls along. But alas, for now, for my Sacred Shards, it's Diamond Hands time, at least until the Hero's Path, at which point, whether you're doing the fusion or not, I think a lot of people just enjoy 2x and Sacred Shards, and so, yeah, get ready for the shard pulling videos on about the 17th. That's my 2 cents. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Do you think it's worth going for the Armands anyway? Is he just that valuable? Let me know what you guys are doing for the Summon Rush and during this Progressive Chance event down below in the comments, man. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you all did enjoy. And if you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account in 2025, make sure that you get it done using my Beginner promo link to get your your hands on Elnaril as your free starter legendary, whole bunch of epic champions as well as you level up your account. Crazy beginner promo link, and yeah, just awesome stuff all around. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.